everyone, welcome to a brand new card making video tutorial here at the Tonic Studios blog. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Laura and I am a 22-year-old card maker, blogger, and kindergarten teacher from Belgium. I am thrilled to be part of the Tonic Studios social media design team, and I'm looking forward to sharing my cards and other creations with you. In my very first video, I'll be showing you how to create a sparkly purple ombre background featuring the Petal pattern stencil along with the Moonstone Glimmer paste and the Tonic Nuvo Hybrid ink pads. Without further ado, let's get started on this card. I'm starting out with a piece of white cardstock that I cut to 4 1/4 inch by 5 1/2. I'm going to temporarily tape down this piece of cardstock to my craft mat using some washi tape. This makes it a little bit easier to ink blend your stencil since your paper won't be able to move or shift around. Next, I'm going to use the beautiful Petal pattern stencil from Tonic. I absolutely love this pattern. And when I first saw the stencil, I immediately knew that I wanted to create some kind of ombre background, and I also knew that I wanted to add lots of sparkle. After positioning the stencil correctly, I am using some washi tape just to hold that down so I can easily work on it. I'm going to create a purple ombre background with the Tonic Nuvo Hybrid ink pads. For my darkest color, I'm using the ink pad called Royal Plum, which is a gorgeous, rich purple color. I'm going to start blending on the bottom of this cardstock, and I'll be working my way up to create a gradient. So on the bottom of this cardstock, I'm adding more ink, and as I work my way up, I am going to let that fade out a little bit, so I won't be using as much pressure as I did on the bottom of this cardstock. Next, I am using the ink pad called Spring Heather, which is a lighter shade of purple. It's almost like a beautiful lavender, and I'm using that to blend out the darkest color and then again to work my way up and to create a nice gradient. I am using the blending daubers from the Tonic Nuvo collection, which are perfect to to create this gradient and to really blend out these colors nicely. Now that I added the color, I'm going to add some sparkle using the Tonic Nuvo Moonstone Glimmer paste and a Tonic spatula. I scraped out the very last bit of this Moonstone Glimmer paste since I use it so much. So I'm just applying it evenly on the stencil, and as you can see, I always scrape off the excess paste so that everything is nice and even and that you don't have any difference in thickness. Next, I'm carefully peeling off the stencil, and then as you can see, you will have a gorgeous purple ombre background, and it's super sparkly. Here I'm just going to show off the sparkle a little bit, and I just absolutely love working with this Moonstone Glimmer paste because it adds such a beautiful sparkle to your cards. I'm using my spatula just to scrape off any paste that is on the edges of this cardstock because I just want a clean, crisp piece of cardstock. Next, I'm using the Hooray banner die and stamp set to create my sentiment piece. I die cut this banner out of some white cardstock, and next I'm going to be showing you a little trick. Whenever I heat emboss, I prep my cardstock with kitchen flour just to remove any static cling. Kitchen flour is a great way to do that. There are also like powder tools out there or powder bags, but kitchen flour just works perfectly fine as well. Now that I prepped my cardstock, it's time to stamp my sentiment with the Tonic Nuvo Clear Mark embossing pads. I'm also sprinkling on the jet black embossing powder using my Tonic Nuvo craft spoon. Now that I sprinkled on the embossing powder, I'm just going to funnel the excess powder back into the jar, and then I can close that up, and then it is time to heat set this embossing powder. And as you can see, since I used that kitchen flower, I'll be left with a really nice and crisp heat embossed sentiment. This banner comes with little scored lines after you die cut it, and this just makes it really easy to fold it and to create a little bit of dimension. So I'm just following those score lines, and then I'm using my Tonic bone folder just to press that down a little bit and to make sure it's nice and finished. I'm quickly coloring these two tiny flowers with Copic markers. I'm using the colors V09 and V01. I'm also going to add some sparkle to these flowers, and for that I'm using the Tonic Nuvo Aqua Flow pen. This one is in the shade Glitter Gloss, so this is just a clear glitter pen that you can use to add sparkle to your images. I absolutely love working with this pen. Finally, it's time to assemble everything together. I'm using the Tonic Nuvo tape runner to adhere my sparkly cardstock to a standard size A2 card. So this card measures 4¼ inch by 5½. I'm going to adhere this sentiment banner to my finished card using some foam squares, and I'm also using the Tonic Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive. By the way, I let this sparkly ombre piece dry for about 25 minutes or so before adhering my sentiment banner. I'm also going to add a quick coat of Tonic Nuvo Crystal Glaze to add a little bit more dimension and shine to these flowers. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.